Is that a threat, you shriveled old maids? You gonna prick us with your sewing needles? On this side of the street, we shoot like soldiers, so don't make promises your arrows can't keep. You gone too far this time, you camelman and tunic-wearing mollycoddle! An arrow in the throat will shut you up! Have at thee!
Welcome back everyone to another retrospective video. I'm ShadoSpartan, and for this month, to celebrate the 1-year anniversary for my retrospective videos, I thought it was a good time to finally do the sequel to the first game I did a retrospective on, Thief 2: The Metal Age. Released in 2000, developed by Looking Glass Studios, and published by Eidos Interactive. This first-person stealth action game is pretty much the same as the first. It feels more like an expansion pack with new missions and items. The new story is great, and also has some funny dialogue.
Let me carry your heavy gold for you, lady fat bottom.
As usual, we're going to go through the story, so spoiler warning, what I liked and disliked, and any funny or awkward moments that happened to me during my playthrough. Let's go break our legs.
I don't know if this is gonna... Nope. That did not work.
So just like the first game, you're going to want to fix a few things. You can play this game on Steam, but the resolution will be small. You can buy this on GOG, which has better settings, but the best thing for you to do is go and download T2Fix, which will fix everything. You can adjust it to give you the original vanilla experience, or have it add new textures and quality of life improvements. There is something about multiplayer, so I guess you could try and play this with a friend, but I have no idea how to set that up. So there is no official tutorial like in the first game. But if you play the first mission on normal, it gives you some text at the top to help new players.
Another guard up ahead. Time to knock him out while his back is turned.
I need to mention about jumping. That's right, jumping won't gain you momentum. So no more hopping around like a rabbit. Sorry, speedrunners. The story is about Garrett, helping his friend Basso get his lover Genevieve out of Rumford Manor so they can get married. First you need to clear a path for Basso by making the hallways dark and knocking out guards. You will need to scout around and steal a certain amount of loot. It's a fast and simple mission, but do look everywhere because you may come across little switches and buttons for secrets.
Cook said we might get stewed. Nobody better be taffing around down here.
There was also an extra objective where I had to knock out 8 guards, which was harder than I thought.
Okay, what's going on?
Once you've cleared a path, you play a whistle to signal Basso. Then wait for him to unlock the door.
Basso!
Shh, come with me.
Then get back outside. I do also want to mention the creepy ambient sounds while inside the manor. It's not much, but it's a good start to the game. Next mission, Garrett talks about Sheriff Gordon Truart and how he's been making things difficult for him. So with Garrett's landlord demanding payment tomorrow, he decides to go down to the docks for some quick cash.
Wasn't that long ago that I was planning on my retirement. Now the only thing that's getting retired is my standards.
This mission is pretty straightforward. Just explore and steal everything you can find until you get enough loot.
Oh, Jesus!
The unique thing with this mission is opening these storage doors. Once you have the key to these sheds, you input the 4 numbers and open it. There's also this pirate ship, but watch out.
Who are you? Get out of here!
Okay.
You learn in a journal the spice you need is scattered around building B. But then you need to go to storage 7732 and grab this label, Then go to storage 7933 and place it here. There is some good foreshadowing in this mission, starting with a Hammerite talking to someone, and they mention a new group called the Mechanists.
Speak not that accursed name to me. They follow not the way of the Master Builder, but a false prophet who twists holy scripture to his own selfish desire.
You also discover this new camera. The first game did have cameras, but at least these will let you know they spotted you, which means you need to hide before it sounds the alarm. Also, 2 people started talking about how all their crops and plants have begun to die. So overall, it's a great mission. I enjoyed my time here, even if I didn't see the gear right here highlighted, which would have unlocked this door for me. Oh well. Next mission is to sneak into Shoalgate Station, which is the headquarters of the City Watch. You need to frame Lieutenant Hagen robbing the evidence vault. This is one of the tough missions because you can't knock out any guards or get spotted at all, which has made it one of my favorite missions. It never felt impossible as long as you were patient and waited for your opportunity to sneak by.
Something there?
I felt like I should have been spotted there, which led me to feel like the player detection is more forgiving, even on expert difficulty for this game, compared to Thief Gold. Another cool thing is some of the lights you can turn on, and even the guards can. Oh, and the Mechanists are here for more foreshadowing. They seem to be around upgrading the technology to a new industrial age. So you go up to Hagen's office and grab his handkerchief, then go to the vault and open it with this code, and put the handkerchief inside. Take the strongbox and go put it in Hagen's office, then get back out. Like I said, it's a great mission, and still one of my favorites, especially with the creepy ambient sounds. I did think it was funny this guard is literally standing in complete darkness. Garrett went to meet with someone named Sammy to unload some merchandise. When he entered the Crippled Burke pub, he was ambushed by City Watch guards. Garrett used a flashbang to escape, and now he needs to get back to his place to collect his things and move someplace else.
Better get moving before they see me.
Now remember about jumping over walls, because this didn't look jumpable at first glance, but the crate is what gave it away. You make your way through the city and avoid guards at specific points and some patrols.
Don't you want a woman to keep you warm?
What for? This uniform is plenty warm enough, and it's not even cold out tonight.
It takes a while, but eventually make it to your place.
Remember, men, his name is Garrett. Consider him armed and dangerous. The sheriff wants him brought in dead or alive.
What's the sheriff want with a common thief? Why all the extra manpower?
Truett says this man is very dangerous and clever. Just follow your orders.
You get inside and open a secret compartment in the closet to grab your gear. You take the key and jump out your window to begin relocating.
Okay.
That's enough working about.
Fight me, you.
What? How did they see me?
You can't hide forever.
You need to head to Shale Bridge and use the key to unlock the gate. It's another straightforward mission, but not much to say about it. I did try to make a run for it, but it's really easy to run into more guards, and now you've got an army running after you. A cutscene plays of Garrett polishing his robot eye, when keepers come by and tell Garrett to come with them.
Let's make this fast.
A prophecy is being told about the Metal Age being here.
Nice poem.
Not poetry, prophecy. The Metal Age is upon us.
Garrett doesn't care and leaves.
You're a fool! Do you not understand what is at stake?
Did you not hear the interpreter's words?
Yes, Keeper Orland, he has heard. Do not despair. Let me go after him, alone. Not to persuade, but to leave the door open between us.
One keeper does follow Garrett and gives him a letter with a tip on what he could do next.
My heart it ceases, my breath undrawn. My eyes forever focused
on the sanguine metal
dawn.
Garrett reads the letter.
If you seek the private knowledge of the sheriff, go to the Eastport Mechanist Seminary tomorrow night. With stealthy discretion, overhear what you may at a certain very timely meeting.
You can walk up to 2 different doors and listen to the meeting. It's Sheriff Truart and Karis, the leader of the Mechanists, talking about Karis' new servants. All you can hear is the servant and some beggar get surrounded by some sort of red mist and are turned into rust. Truart is amazed by this new weapon and agrees to work with Karis.
You need subjects for your servant project, and I can supply them. Vagabonds, street scum, prostitutes, those who will not be missed by anyone of consequence.
As Truart leaves, Karis mentions he secured Truart's loyalty thanks to this other invention.
And I can supply them. Vagabonds, street scum, prostitutes, those who will not be missed by anyone of consequence.
Also, I forgot about this line.
You will find the safety deposit box key in the west tower.
That's where the key is, which I completely missed, so I ended up wandering around everywhere looking for the key. Eventually I found it, and then went down to make a mold out of it, then ran back up to put it back in the tower. Along the way I picked up every bit of loot I could find. There's even Hammerite zombies in the crypt. It's a decent mission. You do get introduced to these giant robots. I hope it's obvious how to defeat them. Also, another fun fact, the voice actor for Garrett is also voicing Karis, the main villain of this game. Next mission is breaking into a bank, and get the recording of the meeting from the Mechanist safety deposit box. This is another one of my favorite missions. It's challenging with the number of security guards, cameras, and turrets.
You ever wonder, looking at this?
Also, the floor is an obstacle at times. Sometimes it's carpet, then suddenly wood, or high heels marble. So first thing you want to do is go down into the basement and disable the pillar that's preventing the vault from opening. Then get to the Hall of Records and find out which deposit box the Mechanists use, which is number 11. Now the tricky part is sneaking to the vault. The only 2 ways in I could find are the first floor, which has many guards, or this second floor with 1 guard. So I try to get his attention so I can easily knock him out, and then get to the vault.
There's a camera. Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, this game has some unintentional jump scares. I don't know why, but just wait, it's gonna happen more in the video. So disable this camera looking at the vault, then carefully make your way up to the safety deposit box, avoiding the cameras inside the vault. Once you have it, just make your way back outside, which I got lazy and just made a run for it. So overall, a great, fun, and challenging mission. Next mission, Garrett is going to sneak in and talk to Truart at his estate. With the recording, Truart should tell Garrett who hired him.
I'm sure he'll appreciate the consequences if this were to be made public.
Firstly, you can rob the nearby houses. This guy was snoring really loud. But I learned lockpicking can alert people nearby.
What was that noise?
What? Go back to sleep.
I didn't think anyone was in this house.
Shh.
Something quiet spy.
Oh, Jesus f***ing Christ.
So to get in, the best thing to do is to turn off the power, then open up the gate, and begin exploring the estate. It's best to start in the basement with this opening. Then you come across 2 servants talking about gears. You'll need them to get through certain doors, so make sure to check every guard's hip because it's not easy to see.
Sorry, they never gave me one. Check with one of the guards.
Oh, look at that, a gear. So I go upstairs and look everywhere and couldn't find the gear I needed. So I ran around taking out almost every guard in this mission, looked everywhere at least 3 times, and eventually found the gear hiding at the bottom of the indoor swimming pool. That was very frustrating. Then as you walk upstairs, this happens.
Hurry! Sound the alarm! Seal off the area!
Why? What happened?
Sheriff Truart has been killed! The killer must still be in the building!
What? The sheriff's been murdered? How?
I don't know! Sound the alarms! Get help! There's a murderer loose!
Truart's been murdered! Find the killer!
Damn, someone beat me to the sheriff. I better keep a low profile or else I'll be pinned as the killer.
Make sure you pickpocket the guards running by. So Truart is dead, and you need to look for evidence to find out who or what killed him.
I heard a commotion coming from Truart's room, but on my way to check it out, it stopped. When I got to the room, I swear I saw a dark shape running off. I should have taken a shot at him. That's when we saw the boss had been killed.
Did you get a look at the killer's face?
No, it was too fast. It was standing right over his body, and I must have spooked it. When it saw me, it flew right out the doors and off the balcony. I never seen anything move like that. It couldn't have been human.
Don't tell me. You think a monster killed the sheriff?
Like I said, I don't know what it was. I sure am glad I wasn't in the room when that thing was ripping up the sheriff. No one should have to die like that.
Next to his bed, you'll find a set of keys and Lieutenant Mosley's key ring on it. Mosley is one of Truart's other lieutenants. Back in Mission 3, you could read some papers regarding her being in charge of rooting out the pagans in the city. Anyway, as for the mission, it's fun once you know about that gear. So always check everywhere. Also, if you stand near this giant hammer, I think there's an undead hammerite inside if you listen carefully. So make your way back outside to finish the mission. Next mission is to tail Lieutenant Mosley through the city. It's the same exact map as Mission 4, which is disappointing, especially since it's a tail mission. It might remind you of the Assassin's mission from the first game, but at least the tailing didn't last long. It's straightforward, you follow her, but don't let her get too far or you fail, until she drops her letter, then you read it, and wait for someone to come by and get it.
New boots. It's gonna take me a week to break in the cursed things. And until then, I'll be walking like someone's grandmother.
Oh, wouldn't want to stub your little toesies. Tap off.
Eventually a pagan comes and picks it up, so you follow him, until he gets to the graveyard when mechanists ambush him. He gets shot with an arrow, but escapes into the graveyard. I managed to knock out the mechanists and get into the graveyard, but turns out there was another secret entrance to get inside. Just climb over here and then make your way into the portal. Yep, that was it. Besides the added objective of having to pickpocket a certain number of people, this mission felt like filler. It was made just to add an extra mission. They could have easily made this into a cutscene to move the story along, but I wouldn't be surprised if the truth is this game was rushed, because some of the missions like this one feel rushed or tacked on. Also, in my opinion, tail missions are rarely ever fun in video games. Next mission, Garrett continues to follow the pagan and find out where he's heading with the letter. Garrett has no idea where he is or where the pagan went, but there is a blood trail for him to follow. You follow the trail and come across pagan huts, but everyone is dead. You'll see their ghosts and I guess what happened to them shortly before their untimely deaths. You'll find a mechanist body nearby with a map. It seems the mechanists are committing genocide on the pagans. You eventually come to this statue, which is supposed to be the face of the trickster. Then find out you'll need to find 2 gems to activate it, which are located here and here. There was this mechanist that I thought was impossible to knock out because of his helmet, but I later learned you can only knock these guys out with gas arrows or mines.
Thou hast stirred my anger, Shadow Creeper!
You jump into the portal, and it looks like you're back in the mall. It's a very strange place. There are monkeys, but they don't have swords. Stay undetected and keep following the blood trail to eventually find the pagan. This mission felt like the last mission from the first game, just following a linear path until you get to the end. At least this one had some minor things to do and explore. Overall, it's not that great, but whatever, we get a cutscene. Garrett comes across Victoria. She says they need to join forces to defeat the Mechanists. Garrett doesn't seem interested at first, but Victoria makes some kind of blood agreement. Then Garrett does as well. Next mission has a few things for you to do. Garrett needs to get into Angel Watch, a new Mechanist tower, to find out Karis's new scripture of the Master Builder, and a new secret project he's working on called the Cetus Project. Garrett plans on using the rooftops to get there. Now this feels like 2 missions in one. I think the devs spent almost too much time on this mission because it's my favorite in the game. You start in a bell tower and make your way to Angel Watch. You could go straight there, but there's plenty of places to rob and funny encounters to stumble across.
I see there. Hold it right where
You've messed with the wrong man! You'll be sorry sooner or later.
I didn't think he could come through there.
There's a guard in the building, and we're both skewered if he hears you. Alright. But I got me a question. Do he wants the gold or the jewelry? We want whatever you can carry, you tougher. Now hurry it along before we're seen.
He's armed! Somebody get him!
There's just so much to explore and mess around. There's even this completely harmless spider named Long Daddy. There's also early on a keeper watching you, and then later you find him again, but he leaves you a note and you discover his secret stash with extra supplies. Eventually you finally get to Angel Watch. Turns out Karis isn't there. He left recorded messages, so you need to find all 6 scattered around, as well as find the new scripture. There was this awkward moment.
A bolt shall slow thee down.
I'm literally standing there, completely invisible.
Mercy, friend. There's been blood spilt already.
A bolt shall slow.
Once you do all that, you'll need to grab the key off this Mechanist to open Karis's office, which has this recording.
Greetings, Garrett. Thou art expected, though not precisely welcomed. Seem not so surprised. I have anticipated thine arrival, just as I now anticipate thy departure. Art thou a religious man? It is time to say thy prayers.
You have to push this button to open the secret safe, but it also sets off the alarm. Now you need to make your way back to the bell tower. However, now there's mechanists on the rooftops looking for you. It's a challenge to stay undetected, but was still fun trying to avoid them.
Oh, hold, weed. Put down thy weapon.
What? Ooh, that was close. Ooh.
Like I said, this is my favorite mission for Thief 2. It had lots to explore and a fun challenge both on the rooftops and at Angel Watch. Garrett reports back to Victoria about what he discovered at Angel Watch. The new scripture is somehow linked to his master plan. Since he talked about the servants, they must be the key to his plan. At the party, Karis was giving the servants out to the wealthy for free. Victoria tells Garrett the information he got confirms her suspicions. Markham's Isle is the staging area for the Cetus project. So Garrett heads there to meet up with her agent named Lotus, and then capture Cavador, who seems to be the man in charge of this Cetus project. I also like this mission.
Really?
It starts by having you climb up through a cave while avoiding cameras and guards, then come across a lighthouse. Just make sure when you are searching the house, you find this secret switch in the attic to open the secret room to complete one of the objectives. It's sad to find that someone lived here, but the mechanists demanded to have it, so they killed him and took the house, so they could build this underground base with a submarine in it. Wow. Yeah, the mechanists really pushed technology forward by a lot. Just before you discover that, you need to grab this key from this dude at the top of the lighthouse to open up the freezer and find Lotus. He tells you more about Cavador.
Garrus needs him. Relies he on his craftsy works. Garrus always asking, needs he ever more and more from Cavador. The Cetus Project. Cetus Amicus. Horror of the seas.
You do have a choice to kill him because he's about to die from the cold, which I do to put him out of his misery. Make sure you grab the piece of a steering wheel next to him so you can use the elevator. You can do some exploring, including swimming into caves to find the other part of the new scripture, as well as some lost pirate treasure. If you take it, then you need to deal with a scary ghost. Then make sure you fall down here to find this important key. These guys are impossible for expert players to deal with. You can't blackjack them, or knock them out with a gas. You can only kill them, but on expert, that fails the mission. So just ignore them and get into the sub. You read the captain's log and it tells you that they are planning on heading to the KD site to drop off cargo for Cavador. So you hide out in Cargo Bay 5 because the mechanists think they lost the key, but you found it. So head over there to finish the mission. Another well-designed mission, and another one of my favorites. Garrett talks about what we already know. He's riding in the submarine to go to the KD site to find Cavador. It's actually the lost city from the first game. I actually like it this time. It makes more sense, the mechanists found it rather than wizards just living down here. At least the objectives are straightforward. Find Cavador and kidnap him. This mission can be really long or short depending on your items and a little bit of luck. Cavador follows a specific path, so if you wait patiently you might run into him, and just use your gas arrows to knock out his bodyguards, and then blackjack him. That's the easy part. Now you need to carry him to the exit. That became really tricky. I may have taken the hardest route and I didn't spend time knocking out other guards. However, I decided to drink my only speed and invisibility potion to quickly get past this room full of guards and cameras. Then it was a short walk to the exit.
Looks like my old route is still open.
Like I said, this can be a long mission unless you find Cavador early on and have the right equipment to make it easier to get out. So it's still a great mission if you know what you're doing. Victoria interrogated Cavador and told her he was instructed to deliver brass masks, which are worn by the servants in some kind of device called a cultivator. Garrett knows of a collector named Gervasius who might have both the masks and the device. However, they are up on the 3rd floor and rumor is there's a secret passage to get up there. This mission has its ups and downs. I spent over 2 hours trying to complete this mission. So this is the other mission you can't get spotted or knock out anyone. You need to find at least 7 passages, which shouldn't be too hard, but you need to look carefully in order to find these tiny switches. Like at the beginning there's a secret passage, but I didn't see it until later. So I used these crates to get to the 2nd floor. The hilarious thing is there's 2 guards up here, but because of all the noise I made, they ran downstairs to investigate, which got me inside. Also, the library is haunted.
Basic dicks. Hey, Jesus!
So, what you need to do is fix this broken clock by going to the ballroom in the middle of the map and get this piece from the toolbox to fix it. Then get all 5 clocks to point to midnight, which are located in the workshop, office, conservatory, hallway near this guard station, and the hallway to the library. This will open up the passage. There's nothing up there, so you can just leave. If you want to complete the other objective now instead of in the next mission, you need to read the 5 books scattered around the library. Once you read all 5, the ghost will go away. On the 2nd floor at the end of the hall is the correspondence note you're looking for. To escape, you'll need to distract the guard while you pick the lock. So I did think the level was well designed, it's just the clock puzzle had me stumped. I was glad to eventually figure it out, but I wish there was something like a note to help guide me. Oh well, I'm sure the next mission will be even better. So you meet back up with Victoria, and need to go back to the house again to get the masks and the device. They talk about Karis has locked himself up in his cathedral and is preparing to do something big. So we're replaying the same map again. I can't forgive the devs for making me replay the same map again. I know there's a third floor to explore now, but it's not enough to feel like a whole new map. At least I can knock out guards this time to make it easier. However, instead they locked most of the doors. Seriously, I spent most of my time unlocking them, which got really annoying. So since you now have a huge loot objective, you need to explore every room, which means you have to sit there and wait to unlock the door. Also, the secret entrance at the start is bugged. I can't walk through it. The only part I found interesting is stealing the masks. The floor is a pressure pad that will kill you if you walk on it, so you need to use your vine arrows to scale down and grab them. I thought this looked and felt like being a real thief. A little tedious, but I accept it because this is how a real thief would do it in order to stay undetected. Then at the end of the north hall is where the cultivator is. I also learned if you hit the robots enough times with your sword, they break into pieces. Then make your escape. This simply felt like stretching the number of missions. They could have easily just made this one mission, and that's all I really need to say. Garrett and Victoria watch what the cultivator can do. The red mist first uses plant life to then go and kill all organic life. Garrett says since the cultivators are installed in all of the masks for the servants, and Karis gave out servants to all the wealthy people in the city...
Yes, the homes with the gardens. The plants there could sustain a reaction large enough to destroy everything. We must go to the Mechanist Cathedral. The beacon you've heard about. You could find it. Try to activate it. To draw the servants to the cathedral. Then you must somehow get Karis to signal them to release the rust gas. You see, if I fill the cathedral with plants, enough to fuel a chain reaction, then it should cause the same effect we just saw. But it would take Karis with it instead of the city. Remember, the cathedral is sealed, airtight.
If we can get into the Mechanist Cathedral, if you fill it with plants, if I can find, let alone activate the beacon, all without being detected...
Garrett doesn't like the idea, and so walks away, and says he'll figure something else out.
Diane, Larkspur, I need to speak with you. Now.
A keeper meets up with Garrett and tells him Victoria went to the Mechanist Cathedral. So Garrett hurries over there.
Victoria!
Garrett! I failed! This is not enough plant life to sustain the reaction. These mechanical beasts detected me. But there is one more thing I can do. Then it will be up to you, my good thief.
Wait, Victoria, let's get... Victoria!
Just a film. I plant enough.
Karis.
So I want to talk about this objective. At first I thought it was there to tell you not to get spotted, but...
Garrett, are you not? So, once again, we are met.
You get spotted right at the start of the mission. Throughout the mission, you can get spotted by enemies and still nothing happens. You can even meet with Karis face to face and still you won't fail that objective.
Garrett, in truth I thought thou had perished already. Not soon then.
So I think it's just there to psych players out about remaining undetected. Or maybe they did have it there, but maybe playtesting showed players had a really hard time getting through the mission without getting spotted. I think on Expert this should have been enabled, but on Normal and Hard just keep it off. So here we go. This is way better than the final mission in Thief Gold. I do understand it's going to be a love it or hate it for people. Your first time is going to be tough, because you need to go to this room first, find the plans, and learn you need to build a new signal beacon, then switch 7 out of the 8 towers to signal B, and then leave the cathedral. Sounds simple, but you need to find all the pieces you need, then go to all the factory bays to use the machines to build the signal beacon. This will take a while, because you don't have enough water arrows for all the robots walking around, so you need to be careful.
Jeez.
There is one tower I refuse to try, and it's running this gauntlet of turrets. Alright, I'll walk you through this. Firstly, you go to the storage rooms and grab all the supplies. Then you go to Factory Bay C and throw a signal beacon into the top of the machine to get the Stage 1 part. Then go back to the start, which is Factory Bay A, and throw the Stage 1 part in the machine, and then a plate in the little socket on the side. Then push the button on the other side to get the Stage 2 part. There is a third storage room located in this room for a specific part. I learned you can destroy cameras. Walk across and pull this lever to open this door and grab the stuff. Next, make your way to Factory Bay D and make a regulating round with the linking machine. Then take the regulating round and the Stage 2 part and put it in the other machine on the other side. Then take the Stage 3 part and go to Factory Bay E and take it to the machine there. Hopefully you saved a potion of invisibility to make this easier. Put the Stage 3 part in here, then pull the lever to get the signal beacon. Go out through this secret door, then take it to here and you should be done, assuming you got the 7 signal towers. So head back and watch the final cutscene. Karis gets killed from his own red mist. Garrett and a keeper come inside after the rust has settled.
It was written.
All?
Victoria's death? And Karis? Was it written in your books?
All is as it was written.
And there's more.
Yes.
Tell me.
And that's it. The game just ends. No special cool ending or even a tease at the next game. Thief 2 sold well, however the studio had other commercial failures, and its publisher Eidos had its own financial troubles, which is what led to the company going bankrupt and closed down in May of 2000. So sad to see because it felt like with enough time and money these games could have been amazing. And who knows how many more Thief games we could have gotten. Thief 2 was planned to get its own gold edition, and the team was planning on Thief 3. There was a fan-made expansion called Thief 2X, Shadows of the Metal Age, created by the Dark Engineering Guild and released in 2005. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, and it does look like a fun expansion to Thief 2, so go check out some Let's Plays on YouTube about it. In conclusion, Thief 2 is still a great game. It continued what was great about the first game, and only added to that experience with new tools, items, and enemies to deal with, as well as the missions themselves. However, it does feel rushed, and it shows, especially since 2 of the missions were the exact same map as another mission. In my first video, I discussed about 2 ways for playing these games, using or not using the quick save function. Since this playthrough was on expert difficulty, I needed to use the quick save. On expert, there are a lot of ways to fail, and I did not want to have to restart the whole mission because one guard somehow spotted me through a wall.
Task that in my haste I have misplaced my toolbox, which contains a part from one of the clocks.
Wait, what?
Luckily, it's only for 2 missions you are not allowed to get spotted, which adds to the challenge and immersion of the experience, so using the quick save was a nice way of preventing lots of restarts. But I do still recommend not using quick saves when you play on easier difficulties. Now, if I had to choose, I would say I had more fun with Thief 2, but I do like the story better in Thief 1. Either way, both are worth your time, and I hope you buy both games and try them out for yourself. Next month is Halloween, so I guess I'll play a horror game? Haven't decided. Let me know your picks in the comments. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to help grow my channel. Please leave a comment on what you thought. Usual shoutouts go to Traveling Calligrapher, Life Lived Candidly, and The Speakeasy. Check them out, links are in the description. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.